Next question. The mother of a 3-pound preterm infant has expressed a desire to breastfeed her baby. Because of his prematurity, she expresses fear that she can't. What's the best response for the nurse to make? 1, the baby won't be able to nurse for several weeks, but you can try at that time. 2, breast milk does not have enough calories for premature babies. 3, you must be very disappointed that he's so small. Special formula is necessary. Perhaps you can nurse your next baby. Or 4, breast milk is very good for premature babies. Even if he's not strong enough to nurse now, we will help you pump your breasts and give him the milk. 4. The correct answer is 4. Number 1, absolutely. Breast milk is very good for premature babies. And then you follow that up with, even if your baby's too weak, not strong enough, guess what? We'll pump that milk and still give that milk to the baby, because there's so many nutrients and vitamins and antibodies that are found in the breast milk that would be beneficial to this premature baby, okay? The nurse of a term newborn 2 hours ago asked the nurse why the baby's hands and feet are blue. What information should the nurse include when responding? 1, blue hands and feet can indicate possible heart defects. 2, this is normal in newborns for the first 24 hours. 3, this pattern of coloration is more common in infants who will eventually have darker skin color. Or 4, once the baby's temperature stabilizes, the hands and feet will warm up and be less blue. And the correct answer, guys, is 2. This is normal in newborns for the first 24 hours. So, guys, what this is known is acrocyanosis, and this is completely normal, that we'll see those extremities such as the hands, the feet, they turn blue, and within the first 24 hours, this is normal. What we suspect is happening is just that circulatory system is being established. Now, if, excuse me, if that newborn had central cyanosis, so the newborn wasn't turning blue in the hands or the feet, but their actual trunk, the middle was blue, now that's a problem. Now we suspect there's something going on with the circulation, but the extremities such as the hand and feet within the first 24 hours, that is completely normal. And like I said, it's just the circulatory system that's being established, okay? Now, let's look at the wrong answer choices. 1, blue hands and feet indicate possible heart defects. False. Central cyanosis is what indicates possible heart defects. 3, this pattern of coloration is more common in infants who will eventually turn darker skin color. I suspect what they're talking about is Mongolian spots, where we'll see a darker color spot, usually over the buttocks, and we see this more in more pigmented babies, okay? And choice 4, once the baby's temperature is stabilized, the hands and feet will warm up and will be less blue. The temperature really doesn't have that much to do with the acrocyanosis. Like I said, it's just the circulatory system that is being established out of utero. So number 2 is the correct answer. A newborn is thought to have toxoplasmosis. The nurse explains to the family that toxoplasmosis is most likely to have been transmitted to the infant in which manner? 1, through blood transfusion given to the mother. 2, through breast milk during breastfeeding. 3, by contact with the maternal genitals during birth. Or 4, it crosses the placenta during pregnancy. And guys, number 4 is the correct answer. It crosses the placenta during pregnancy. And this is why we tell pregnant women, you know, if you have a cat, someone else has to change that cat litter, because we don't want them to get toxoplasmosis. And besides cat feces, mom can also get it through raw meat. So when she's pregnant, you know, we tell her not to eat any raw meat. So guys, the correct answer is choice 4. Choice 1, 2, and 3 are absolutely false. A newborn infant is with his mother, who is a diabetic. He appeared pink and alert, and his temperature was stable when he left the nursery 15 minutes ago. His mother calls the nurse and says, "Look at his legs. The nurse observes spontaneous, jerky movements. What's the best initial action for the nurse to take? 1, tell the mother this is normal behavior for a newborn. 2, tell the mother to feed him his glucose water now. 3, do a dextrosticks test on the infant. Or 4, take the baby back to the nursery and observe him for other behaviors and neurological symptoms. And guys, the correct answer is 1, do a dextrosticks on the infant. Why? We're suspecting hypoglycemia, so we want to check the patient's blood sugar. And most likely this is what's going on. The patient's hypoglycemic. That's why if you go back to the question, they made a point of telling you that the mother's diabetic. You notice that? They told you that mom was diabetic. There's a reason for that. So we're suspecting hypoglycemia. So what we would do was check the blood sugar, and then if it's low, we would give glucose water, and of course call the doctor to notify the physician. Okay, so number 3 is the correct answer. 1, tell the mom this is normal. Wrong. It's not normal, so that's false. 2, tell the mother to feed him his glucose water now without assessing. ADPI, assessment comes first. Assessment, then diagnosis, planning, intervention, evaluation. The first thing we're going to do is assess, because there's not enough information in the question that shows us we already assessed. Now we can implement. Okay, so we're going to assess first. Choice 4, take the baby back to the nursery and observe him for other behaviors and neurological symptoms. Why would we delay treatment? That makes no sense. We're going to assess. We're going to give the patient the glucose water, because that's most likely that's what it is. It's hypoglycemic glucose water. Of course, call the physician and then document. The nurse is caring for a premature infant. Immediately after arrival in the nursery, which nursing action is essential? 1, take the rectal temperature. 2, examine for anomalies. 3, check the airway for patency. Or 4, cleanse the skin of vernix. And guys, the correct answer is number 3, check for airway patency. Why? We don't care about anything else if that patient's not breathing or if they're dead. So our first priority is make sure our patient's alive, they're breathing. So that's the first thing. Number 3 is the correct answer. That's always going to be a priority, guys. Nothing else matters if your patient's dead. When assessing a newborn's need for oxygen, which of the following should the nurse assess because it's the best indicator? 1, respiratory rate. 2, skin color. 3, pulse rate. Or 4, arterial partial pressure of oxygen. And guys, number 4 is the correct answer. Your PaO2. Your arterial partial pressure of oxygen. Why? Wait, first of all, before I even tell you why, let's talk about that partial pressure of oxygen. For the term infant, it needs to be between 50 and 70, okay? You guys need to know that number. Now, let's go back to choices 1, 2, and 3. Choices 1, 2, and 3, all of these are good indicators, but they're not the most reliable. What is the most reliable is choice 4. Why? Because choices 1, 2, and 3, all of these can be affected by other factors besides oxygenation. But you see choice 4, that arterial partial pressure of oxygen, that right there, that is affected directly by oxygenation. And that's why that is our best indicator, okay? A young woman delivered her first baby this morning. She asked the nurse why the top of her baby's head is so soft and does not seem to have any bone. What should the nurse include when responding to the mother? 1, this soft spot is called a fontanelle and is normal. It makes delivery easier. 2, it's a condition that occurs in some babies and will disappear within a few days. 3, the physician's monitoring the infant for any problems that might occur with this common defect. Or 4, it's called caput succedum and is caused by bleeding under the scalp during birth. And guys, the correct answer is 1. This soft spot is called a fontanelle and is normal. It makes delivery easier. And so what we're talking about is that anterior fontanelle. And some important things you have to know about it, guys. The anterior fontanelle, you expect it to close when? Between 12 and 18 months. And the reason that it's not closed is that it allows molding. So when the baby's going through the birth canal, it can get smaller and actually fit through that birth canal. So number 1 is the correct answer. Now let's look at the wrong answer choices. 2, it's a condition that occurs in some babies. No, this occurs in all babies. We don't expect it to even close until about 12 to 18 months. The anterior fontanelle I'm talking about. Choice 3, the physician's monitoring the infant for any problems that might occur with this common defect. This is not a defect, so that's false. Choice 4, it's called caput succedum and it's caused by bleeding under the scalp during birth. Number 1, that's not caput succedum. Caput succedum is actually that swelling that happens under the scalp and it actually crosses the suture line. You have to know that, by the way, so make sure you guys know that. So number 4 is incorrect. The correct answer is number 1. Which finding, if present, would suggest to the nurse that the infant was not at term when born? 1, scrotum has rugae. 2, testicles are not descended. 3, scanty vernix. Or 4, sparse lanugo. And guys, the correct answer is 2. The testicles are not descended. They're supposed to descend around 8 months. When that fetus is 8 months, we expect to see it descended. So by the time the baby's born, it should have descended down into the scrotum. Now look at the other choices. Choice 1, the scrotum has rugae. We expect it to in a term infant. 3, scanty vernix. We expect scanty to no vernix in the term infant. And 4, sparse lanugo. We expect little to no lanugo actually in the term infant. So the correct answer, guys, is 2, testicles are not descended. Again, we expect those testicles to descend into that scrotum at around 8 months gestation. The nurse is preparing a 3-day-old infant for discharge from the hospital. When checking the record for complete, you guys know I can't speak. When checking the record for completedness, the nurse checks to see that the infant has had which of the following? 1, DTP and polio immunizations. 2, MMR immunization and tuberculin test. 3, pneumococcal vaccine and HIV test. Or 4, hepatitis B vaccine and PKU test. And guys, the correct answer is 4, hepatitis B vaccine and PKU test. That first Hep B in the series is done in the hospital, okay? And it's done within the first 24 hours, the first 12 hours. For Hep B, they do it the first 12 hours. Now, the PKU test, guys, that's the one that's given 24 hours after the infant has gotten their milk feedings. So the correct answer, guys, is choice number 4, Hep B within 12 hours, the PKU 24 hours after they've had that milk feeding. Now let's look at our wrong answer choices. 1, DTP and polio immunizations. Those 2 guys are not started until the baby's 2 months of age. They start that immunization. Choice 2, MMR and tuberculin. The MMR we give around 15 months, and the tuberculin test we do about 1 year, 12 months. Choice 3, pneumococcal and HIV test. The pneumococcal, that they start that series at 2 months, and HIV test, that's not a routine test that we give to newborns. And the correct answer, guys, again, is number 4, the Hep B and PKU. And we are down to our last question. The physician has told the parents that their child probably has PKU. You see that long word is PKU. Phenylketonuria. The parents ask the nurse what special needs the child will have. What should the nurse include in the response? 1, the baby will most likely not develop normally for longer than 6 months and will die in a few years. 2, the baby will have special formula and cannot eat protein foods during childhood. 3, special feeding techniques are necessary until the child has surgery. Or 4, the baby will not be able to void normally and will need to be catheterized frequently. All right, guys, and the correct answer is 2. The baby will have special formula and cannot eat protein foods during childhood. So the reason they can't have protein foods during childhood, when they have PKU, this is really a disorder of purine metabolism. So there's something called, and I'm going to mess it up, but you guys can look it up, phenylalanine. I'm saying it wrong. Phenylalanine, I can't pronounce it. But anyway, that they cannot metabolize it. And so what happens is it stays in their bloodstream it gets to the brain, so it causes all type of neurological disorders, and that patient will eventually die when they have a toxic level of it. So that's why they have to stay away from protein. They cannot have anything with protein. That's why they're going to be on a special diet. Now let's look at the wrong answer choices. 1, the baby will most likely not develop normally for longer than 6 months and will die in a few years. That sounds like Tay-Sachs to me, okay? Choice 3, special feeding techniques are necessary until the child has surgery. That sounds like something like cleft lip palate. And 4, the baby will not be able to void normally. No, that's just absolutely wrong. The correct answer is choice number 2. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more on the neonate or maybe, peds or OB, maternity, whatever, please let me know in the comment section if there's something that I haven't covered yet that you'd like to see, or maybe I've covered, but you'd like to see an extensive video on it. Go ahead, sound off in the comments. Let me know. Guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe to this video. Help my channel grow. Please help me by sharing this content. Share my content with instructors, share my content with classmates, someone who's thinking about nursing school, coworkers. Please share my content. Also, don't forget, guys, you guys can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. And if you'd like some additional resources, go to my website, www.nexusnursinginstitute.com. Thank you for spending this time with me, and you guys will be seeing me on the next video.